Hello and welcome to a special Christmas episode of this here Derail Valley Overhauled series. You're hanging here tonight with me, Nico Fox. Thank you so much for joining me today. And without further ado, let's hop into the game. So the valley is all decked out for Christmas, and I figured that it would be nice to fall asleep with the music, so we'll be listening to some Christmas tunes today. And of course, with the update, there are some things reset here in the valley, so any jobs we were working on before are gone, but we've got plenty to choose from. And so let's find something to do here. And I'll start just by paying down some fees here. There's that. How are we doing on licenses? Could potentially gun for that today. See if we've got some good paying jobs here. Well, this one's pretty good. I think that might be the way to go about it. Check out what locomotives we've got over in the roundhouse. I'll say it's been a little while since I've streamed, and some things have certainly changed since then. Other than the cosmetics of the snow on the hills and all around. But yeah, so you'll see we're back to the default sky, which as of build 90 it looks like they've updated to be overcast. Nice touch to complement the snow all around. But yeah, so there's a few mods that I've been running before that aren't working with the latest builds. One of them being the procedural sky mod, and I think there's the clock mod and flashlight mod. Basically, it just doesn't make sense without those. So yeah, we're working with this stuff today. What do I want to take? I'm thinking I might like to go some DE6s perhaps, but I'm also tempted to take that steam locomotive, especially if I'm headed to Goods Factory in town, where I suspect the new expert shovel is. Would be nice to pick up. And this would be nice to drop off on the way. There's another one to Goods Factory. I think it's pretty pretty reasonable that we could actually get that last license here, perhaps. These are pretty heavy though. I could take the steam locomotive, but it might be tough to take all of this. I might be able to take some of it though. So these two and this one. Maybe just the two of them would be good. What am I doing here? Out of control. Hey, let's say we take some DE6s here. Let's go find these other jobs. Let's find where they are. So yeah, we have one among the changes with, or I guess besides the changes to the game, I've also had some changes to my setup. So I'm actually running a different VR headset now than I used to. And so that's actually the reason why I'm not using the camera mod, or rather the smooth camera mod anymore. Because, well, my computer just can't quite keep up with it. Let's see, 43 is the one I'm looking for. But I think you'll notice too that I have new controllers, so that's a thing. And I have been enjoying it. Let's see, these are not looking like what I'm looking for. Perhaps it's over in this yard. No. Okay, I must be blind. Gotta be back here somewhere. Oh, here we go. This looks like what I'm looking for. 43, that's the one. Alright, that's 43. I was looking for 75, which is probably going to be somewhere completely different. My guess is over here. 75? Yeah, there it is. Alright. So, there are the two trains we're looking for. It is, when we get to it, not really much else to do at the moment. Aside from just getting some trains running. Alright. I think I'm going to want to run two E6s. Why not? 95, like 16 and 95, those look like good numbers. Let me take a moment here to do that. Alright, perhaps that will be a little bit more appropriate, especially now that we've got diesel locomotives running here. Once I move it on to the turns over here, I will try and adjust the game's volume down a little bit. Once that lovely slider we have now. I actually want to take that all the way down to 30. Yeah, it looks like that might do it. You know what? I think I may actually... Well, it's hard to tell. I can't see OBS while I have my headset on. But yeah, I'm gonna say fingers crossed that this is the appropriate level. And this is my stop. There we go. Alright, let's get unit number 2 up and running. We got a little bit of time here to wait for the brake pipe to up with the air and let us head on our way. But yeah, I definitely hope that everyone watching this has had an enjoyable holiday time, and I hope that the new year goes great for all of you. Hopefully it will be at least much better than this year. I guess we'll find out. I'm out of control. Somewhere. There it is. Oh, but that is the wrong track. Okay. A little further. That should do it. Hey, Baja Racing! Hello and welcome to the stream. How are you doing tonight? To not let them explode. That is always a goal. 275, as well as freight hall number 43. We'll come on down to the end here. And this one, yep, checking to make sure that this is also 43. Let's grab a cute vehicle here. That caboose. Don't know why, but part of me thought it might have gone with the independent brake on. It's alright. It actually looks like we are set and ready to go. I probably should have, before I do that, check and make sure. Yep, that's sounding good. I made the mistake while playing on my own recently taking off from steel mill without like quarter of my train. That was not fun to figure out partway into the journey. But let's go ahead and do it. Should go ahead and do, yeah, let's do that one second. Not that it's going to matter too much, but it is the slightly higher value of the train, so hopefully we'll have a little extra time with it, and be able to music a little quieter. It's sounding pretty loud to me. And in fact, I think the way that I'll do this is I'll go ahead back into audio here. And I'll adjust the and adjust this down. Alright, let's see how that works. so much more about all the news on the streets. Hey Adam, glad to have you. Yeah, I love this thing. It is fantastic. Please hold. My mic is inaudible in that it is too quiet, or just I am muted? That is a good question. Let me just try audio. And let me also let's try this. See if that's better. Too quiet. You're not muted, but it's very, very low. All right. Well, hopefully this will fix it. Not here what I said, but I got a new VR headset, so I'm still adjusting all the levels through the new microphone and all of that. Actually, let me check one more thing here. I didn't know this existed until a little while ago. Alright, I think that's all set. Okay. There's so many different places. Still far too low. Oh jeez. Let me hop in here real quick. Do my compressor. Come on. Maybe something like that? That sound like a better level? Nope. Alright, I think the comment about being still far too possibly? Alright. Let's get some game audio back in here and see if it holds. Yeah, we shall see if that continues to be an acceptable level. Probably still quiet. I turn the music down a little. Alright, can do. Thanks for helping me adjust this stuff. That might be a little too much. Maybe somewhere like that. Alright, fingers crossed. You're quiet, but at least audible. Alright. Good to know. Let me actually... I think I can... let's see, turn this up just a little bit more. Come on. Making fine-tune adjustments in VR is a bit of a challenge. Alright, but hopefully that's better. Turn the game volume down. Let's try that too. Take it down to 30. And hopefully all of that together will be much better then. We'll see how it goes. That's a much better balance. You're still quiet compared, but it's better. Alright. Yeah, I will have to see about doing some more balancing off stream, but thank you for having the patience to go through that. It's definitely, you can hear it better than I can right now, so, or at least you can hear the balance better than I can. Yeah, glad to hear that it's working. Yeah, Ivan, Baja, how you doing? No one has pointed out that when you drag derail cars, they sound like sleigh bells. Well, if we derail some cars here, we can check that out. I kind of don't want to derail these ones though, because there's a lot of them and they explode. You're well, been playing lots of Flight Simulator. Nice. Yeah, we were talking on Discord about your setup. That looks pretty cool. And it's got a, like I was saying, it must be a really authentic experience with all, you know, the yoke and the letters and everything that you have in your setup. Are you playing that on a flat screen, Ivan? Ooh, VR, Rift S, nice. Yeah, I'm kind of curious on your experience with, you know, using the controller that you have while you're in VR. Must be pretty interesting. And Baja, you just got done playing Forza. Nice. Forza, is that a racing game like Cars? The other possibility I'm thinking of is it might be like a motocross game, but I have a feeling it's not that. Racing. And Ivan, let me adjust my brake here a little bit and then read that you got it set up the same way each time, and then you, oh, muscle memory. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, I can't think of how you would play that otherwise. It must take some getting used to, that's for sure. There's somebody in the VR channel on the Discord server, the Derail Valley Discord server, was talking about their theory of like if you could put cameras in the VR headset and then have like a green screen behind your controller, your like flight controller, and then somehow like like layer the two together, which like sounds pretty cool, but would certainly take some custom work or something to pull off, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm not sure that they were necessarily saying that it was necessary, but just that it would be something to improve the experience just that little bit. But I mean, at a certain point, there's diminishing returns, right? Yeah, it's certainly one type of immersion and not, you know, another. You get the immersion of seeing your controls in the VR, but you don't get the immersion of actually seeing the controls from that particular aircraft. But as far as hands, I think you would just show them, you know, you would see your hands. But anyway, yeah, there's certainly lots of, you solve one problem and it presents like 5 more. That's pretty much everything. Alright, fingers crossed that Kurt's factory is big enough to handle this train. The loop, anyway. Yeah, I think it's more complexity than it's really worth, but yeah. And you're gonna head out. Well, glad you could make it. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. Catch you later. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. That caboose is just rounding the junction. Surprisingly no wheel slip, even though we are taking a lot of weight up this hill. But we've got 2 locomotives doing it, so that helps. I think we may have the space for this. Where's that switch? There it is. And there's the other end, over there. Yeah, it's gonna take a little more than the independent. Alright, let's go flip some switches. There we go. Here's one. We are looking for I-5, I think. Yep, that's the one. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the livery on the coaches are, but I saw them on the mod page up on Nexus and thought they looked pretty good. So I went ahead and downloaded them. I haven't really had a chance to play with them yet, but perhaps I can take a look at that next. Not read those numbers yet, but that should be 5 there, so we are headed to the right place. And I should jump out. Actually, probably should have jumped out on the other side. I can see when this part of the train is clear. Alright, we're just about there. Need to make sure that we have a clear path here. And I think that should do it. Alright, so let's go turn in this one, and then we'll get the next one taken care of. That should be this one. No luck on that bonus, but it's still a pretty good payout. Alright, job number 2. Let's get to it. double check. That is headed to 6. Alright, looks like we're just about in place. That ought to do it. Let's go turn it in. Alright. That's 2 jobs down. What does that bring our wallet total to? That is a nice sum there. And fees, we're up to about 30,000. So yeah, we do need to do a little bit more work here before we get that next license. Although I may be, I think I'm able to get a little, what do you call it? Wow, where is my brain today? But get a price reduction if I pay that manually. There's a bunch of 2x service fees there. So we might actually be able to... Oops, that is not where I wanted to put that. Yeah, we might be able to get a new license today. I think the closest service location is gonna be... Oh, where's my map? It's in the locomotive. Get me inside. There we go. That's gonna be Oil Well North, which is probably gonna have some good jobs as well. Let's go ahead and leave these behind. And we'll go check that out. Here though, before I forget, I'll come back around this way, make sure everything is set to pass through. I want to take a look in this shop. Yep, there we go. That is what I want. Well, more expensive than the normal one, but that'll do. It's so small. Great. Yeah, my tracking is not set up super well, so my controllers glitch out when they get that low. Oh well. That's fun. Alright. Expert shovel. Oh, expert shovel. Trouble with jobs from harbor to goods factory. I think it's basing the length of time from the crow distance and not the real distance. Perhaps, I don't know. That's just my guess from seeing the way that it calculates some of the job payouts and time limits from doing some modding. I could be wrong, but if I had to hazard a guess, that is what it would be. It would help if I could see. Oh yeah. Well, it was already set. It's like 70 both ways, 60, 50. No one ever said the speed limits made sense. In fact, a lot of people say they didn't. definitely nicer though now that they have the green and red arrows to indicate whether the speed restrictions go up or down, following a certain sign. Alright, well, if I want to get a license, I'm going to have to turn it off. Alright. Okay. That's definitely less expensive than whatever, is it 30,000? No, it was like 15. That's right. Alright. One more locomotive. Before I forget, turn it off. Alright, that's all the things. Not bad, not bad. Alright, engine service complete. Well, you know what, let's not leave trash behind. Although, there's plenty of trash right there. Let's go find that station office and a career manager. But first, see, this is like 3-point range. Ooh. Can I go back further? Oh. Far enough for the decal to disappear, though. Man, alright, one more try. Fingers crossed. Okay, I lied. One more try. Okay, that's just it. What happened? I'm not sure. What did? See, we've got some environmental fees here. How's the squirrel doing? Hey, little buddy. He's doing alright. Pretty similar expenses there. No fees. Take a look at them licenses. Do I have enough? Moment of truth. Ooh. That's a tough budget. But let's see what we've got here and see if we've got anything good. These two are looking pretty good. That's another 80 grand there at least. That should be actually pretty decent payout, should offset this a bit. So, never mind. Yeah. Decisions. I think I'll need to get my calculator out for this. If only I could grab it. I know they've mentioned that they want to get a lot of the things in the world working. It'd be funny if this worked at some point. It'd be a silly little experiment. But yeah. I think I'll go ahead and just pick up that license. Why not? Merry Christmas, y'all. Here's the last license in the game, as of right now. Oof. That copay, though. Well, alright. What to do? Do we have time for another one? Been about an hour and a half. Oh, that's not it. Alright, couple more 3-point shots. Oh, he sinks it! Alright. So I definitely think that we'll be taking some of these down to the harbor. That'll be like the next thing we do. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna end it here though, because I think that I've had some fun for tonight. I hope you all have enjoyed it too, and we'll pick back up again at some point. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Could use something to help me unwind again after working more on that song that I talked about earlier. So, sounds like I know what I'm doing tomorrow. Working on some acapella and then playing some train game. And yeah, it should be a fun day. But anyway, I would like to thank you all for joining the stream tonight, and hope that you've had a Merry Christmas and that you have a wonderful and happy New Year.